Hey guys, it's me, Val Toxic Free. Welcome. And if you've not met me before, hi, where have you been? So anyway, let's get on with things. So today's video I want to do about sex bombing. Now, I've not really heard about it. I might have just made it up. I don't know. But I'm in a few support groups on Facebook and I see questions asked in there, and I always want to feel like I need a video to send to help them rather than typing a long sentence out. So I'm going to start doing more videos about the simple questions that people want to know, down to earth, things like that. Now, I did a recent video called Kissing a Narcissist, or Narcissist Kissing. I'll put it up here. And I got so much feedback from that and so much information. I found something out. I found out that a lot of people were saying, oh, the boyfriend I was with was an absolute tosser. He was an awful man. He treated me like shit, but my God, was he good in bed. Oh, and I'd get the people that were going, oh great, my boyfriend was lovely, but you know what? He was crap in bed. So what I've come to notice is that the narcissist either love bombs you or sex bombs you. I don't think they've got the time to do both. I think it's multitasking. They can't. The love bombers will give you as much love. They'll adoration. They'll give you flowers. They'll take you for meals. They'll mirror you. They'll give you so much attention, call you the one, and all this stuff for weeks until they've got you entangled and you're in love with them, and that's how they entrap you. I find that the narcissists who sex bomb don't really treat you very well. It's all about the sex. Now, I'm not saying they're somatics, because somatic narcissists, they're still all about the sex, but it's all about the sex for them. It's all about them. It's all selfish. Where this sex bomber seems to be selfless. Now, seems to be selfless. What I'm saying is we know that narcissists never are selfless. It's always going to turn around to them in the end. It's always about them. So when they're in bed, obviously they treat you crap out of it, but they make you addicted to them through the sex. They give you the greatest sex. And I've heard this. People were saying, oh my God, he was so attentive. He seemed to want to please me so much. This is their love bombing, but it's sex bombing. So they'll do everything for you. They'll make you feel the most special person in bed. They'll leave you going, oh my God, you know, head exploding and all this lot. But what happens then is, obviously we know that narcissists don't have any boundaries. So once you're addicted to them in the sex, once you start thinking, wow, this is the best sex I've ever had, you start getting a buzz, you start getting the endorphins in your brains, and you start God knows what, and they'll start pushing the boundaries. Now, in an intimate and normal intimate relationship, most couples tend to talk about the limits, their boundaries, what they want to do in bed, their sex, what they do and don't want to do. And again, you might do with a bottle of wine, have some laughs and giggle. The narcissist's not interested. So what he'll do is push the boundaries, but because you're enjoying yourself and you don't want to lose this person, you just keep thinking, well, okay, you know, I'll try some new things out. The sex bomber will start asking you to do stuff that's out of your comfort zone. And maybe it's out of the comfort zone of the narcissist. Maybe he just wants to do things or have you do things to him. You'll start getting kind of to the point where, okay, I'll do this for you if you want me to do it. I'll do that if you want me to do it. You do these things that maybe are, you know, you're not comfortable with, but you do them anyway. It's the step over your boundaries. But you still do it because you want to please this person who's pleasing you so much. So because they're pleasing you so much, you think, I'll do this for them because I want to please them back, because we want to please people, don't we? So what happens is we do this thing, and I've been talking to somebody where they did something, and after that, the sex dwindled. They didn't do anything nice for them. They'd get up, go watch the football, and the person's like, what's going on here? They withdraw the sex. They just stop with the nice sex. Why? They have to. They can do, because they've got you addicted. Like the love bombers have got you addicted to love, they've got you addicted to sex, but now they can withdraw it, and they can watch confusion on your face. But what happens then? They devalue you, and they discard you like most narcissists do. But you've done something that you're ashamed of, and maybe he's done something that he's ashamed of, and this is what I've seen. He will then smear you only to you. He will start calling you a slut and a slag for what you were doing in the bedroom. But you were asked to do it, and you wanted to please him. So they'll start demeaning you and passing their shame onto you because you and him did something in the bedroom that he's never done before. Use your imaginations, guys. And he feels disgusted about himself, and maybe he doesn't want you going around telling everybody what you did to him or what he wanted. So then he's going to devalue you even more, call you a slut, call you a dirty, dirty cow. You did this to me, you wanted to do that. And you keep saying, I didn't, you want to do it. Then you start thinking, well, as we do, it must be me. I must be dirty. I must have done something wrong. Then you'll never, ever talk about this sexual act that you did, because what they're doing is they're making you feel the one that's disgusting. They're making you feel the one that's dirty. You're not going to talk about it to anybody, are you? No. They don't want you to talk about it to anybody because they're ashamed. They want to do these things, but they want to do them in silence. They'll treat people like shit. They'll do things to people. They'll push the sexual boundaries, but they don't want anyone to know. Like a covert narcissist wants to act like he's Mr. Perfect. The sex bomber wants to act like he's the best person, ever. But he doesn't want you to talk about the bad side. He doesn't want you to talk about the things that he made you do or asked you to do. He passes and projects his shame onto you so that he knows. So not only have you thought you found somebody who was amazing in bed, you've just been discarded. And now you're the town slut. So that's what I think happens. The sex bomber will just sex bomb you, get you to do all these things because you want to please him like he's pleasing you. And then when it's a discard, you feel ashamed. What I'm going to say at the end of this is don't feel ashamed. I don't want anyone to feel ashamed. And this is what I said to the person who literally was talking about this in the comment section. I said, don't ever feel ashamed. We all do things. It's a part of life. We all push the boundaries. We all want to see where our boundary is. We want to push to the limits and go, I'm not comfortable here, let's go back. But it's just a shame that it wasn't your choice, really. You felt like you were pressurised into it. Why? Because he sex bombed you. And he made you feel like you were comfortable with him. He made you feel relaxed. He made you feel that he cared about the sex because he was so nice. You were led into a false sense of security. So your boundary went even further because you trusted that man. But he lied because he was only doing it for himself. So never feel ashamed of anything you've ever done with anybody. And if they start calling you a slag or a slut for doing things, then just ignore them. Because what I'm saying is, that's projection of shame. They don't want you talking about what they asked you to do. So they're going to shame you to keep quiet. It's up to you what you do with the information. But remember, it's their crazy, not yours. Don't take on anybody else's crazy. Just move on. Put it down to experience. You know your boundary. Don't do it again if you don't like it. But if you're going to start doing intimate things with people, guys, you're going to go to the boundaries and make sure it's with somebody that really, really loves you. Make sure that when you share these experiences with each other, you're doing it through intimacy. And you love each other to the point where you trust each other. Don't do anything don't make rash decisions and rash things with people, because this is what happens. They turn it against you. So next time you make a mistake, learn from it and move on. It's not the end of the world. There's worse things in the world, and remember that. There's always something worse. And after a few weeks it'll be forgotten about anyway. You'll be screwing someone else. Guys, take care. I hope you stay safe. See you later.